Hello everybody, my name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian Fishing for boat fishing series. Today, whatever you want to say, it's actually kind of late at night for me. It's about 9:30 at night on Saturday the 10th of December. So a little bit late getting this one recorded. Went and saw my mom tonight, but had a good time. But time to catch up a little bit with getting this recorded. So we are back over in the pond over at Winding. We haven't fished here in a while. So I figured we'd come here, give the new ultralight rod a test, see how it does. If you watched a while back, this was a very common place for us. So might be a bit of a shorter episode, we'll see. Since it is a little bit late and been talking a lot of the day, so hopefully my voice stays with me. Had a good time with my mom earlier. I should probably actually switch this rod for the other walrus stick because this one has the fluorocarbon line on it. I was too late. Not entirely surprised. All right. So today, mainly aiming for bleak. If we happen to grab a frog, that would be nice. But not directly targeting Kermits. And I put the wrong one out again. Way to go, Tucker. Way to go. Yep, I'm definitely tired. Had to help my mom with some technology fun stuff today. Although she really didn't need the help, which was good to see. Just being there was helpful, so it was good to see her. I hadn't seen her in a little bit. That is not a bleak. A big gibble, I think. No, big roach. Well, big for a size 24 hook. All right, I want to put this walrus stick in there, switch to it. Put the slim float on it. Size, let's do its 22 hook with fly. At 17. So if you haven't seen this spot, just right here in the little pond of Winding, there is no current, as you can tell, since floats aren't floating away here. Usually a pretty good bleak spot. It is pretty warm. I just saw it's 23.7. So basically, I think that's about 70 degrees Fahrenheit room temperature. And it looked like a decent bleak, except for it was a roach. That's why it looked like it was a decent one. Small bleak. As far as long-term plans, I haven't really decided what's next. I may get another ultralight rod I did look earlier today. I haven't checked this evening, but we did still have some of the top ultralight weeklies in the US. So for Crucians, we still have 3 of them there. And then Chinese Sleeper was the other one. We were towards the bottom. Yeah, we've been knocked off Sleepers. And White Bream, I think we'd been knocked off as well. So right now, only Crucians. And I missed a fish while I was looking at that. Probably a perch or a Kermit. For the bottom rod, I think I just threw worm out. Wasn't really targeting anything nice bleak there. I don't even know what hook I put on. Size 8 hook with worms, so probably not the best choice there now that I think about it, but thinking's overrated today. So we're looks like about 13,000 experience points away from 19. Not going to say it's going to happen today. Not going to say it's not going to happen. I'm glad I decided to see if there was a fish on here. Tiny, tiny sleeper. I did consider going sleeper fishing. I may actually do that in the morning. In-game. Usually I have some good sleeper luck right over there. Over by those weeds. Will say the bleak is a little bit slower than I was hoping right here. Usually it's pretty popping. And again, I've been talking to my mom for the past. Got over there about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So about 4 hours of talking to my mom. So hopefully my voice stays with me today. Between recording the spin fishing earlier and that, talked more than usual today. And I am a little bit just worn out from running around. Also had idiot drivers that made coming home interesting. Got a frog here. Had a car that didn't stop at a right turn yield sign and almost ran into me. And then I'm pretty sure when I passed a wrecked car up the road, it was that vehicle. But that was 10 miles away. And I had definitely left a lot of room between me and the guy who didn't yield at the yield sign. So I'm not 100% sure it was the same vehicle. Looked like everyone was okay. They're at least out walking around and on cell phones, so probably had already called for help, and there were other folks helping out there too, so I didn't need to stop, especially with my dog in the car with me. Would have been a little bit of a less than fun situation, but it was on a on-ramp between 2 highways, so they had all the help they need. But of course, there was a car trying to pass me going 165 coming up on that wreck because he didn't want to slow down for all the vehicles slowing down. couldn't see around my pickup truck either because it was some lowered Honda thing with a loud exhaust. It probably didn't need to be a loud exhaust. Another 500 experience points there for that, Blake. As far as fish per minute, this spot's always been a good one. I know I said it feels like it's been slow. It's not been too bad. 12 fish in 10.5 minutes. Decent incursion there. Again, the bottom rod here is just whatever I can catch. I'm not really targeting anything in particular. Another bleak here. Thought it was a small one. What are you? Another big Kermit. Big Kermit. 149 gram. 159. Let me guess. Knowing my luck, what am I trying to say? A trophy Kermit. No, it's 190 gram. Good. I thought it was 160. I've caught more than one fish that is 1 gram off in my past. Decent roach. There was a Kermit order, so. Never really caught frogs over here. I've caught them over closer to the weeds before, so. I thought I've gotten what, I thought it'd been 32 decent sized frogs here, and I think I missed a frog too. That was a weekly record, ultralight frog too. Another bleak, 200 XP. Weekly, ultralight, US, weekly. I hate that when you change to ultralight, it doesn't keep what you're set over there as. Interesting, it already popped up that I had a ultralight record, but it's not shown me in the US yet. Decent sleeper. Tempted to put a bigger hook and night crawlers on that rod then. Honestly, I'm tempted to put night crawler. If I'm gonna do that, I may put night crawlers on the walrus stick as well. That wasn't on. And let's go ahead and do bigger hook. Let's go with size 4 hook with night crawlers. I'm thinking about switching from bleak to raw as well. And if I do that, I'll probably put the walrus stick down and switch over to another bottom rod. You another Kermit? You're another Kermit. 88-gram Kermit. Let's go ahead and take the hook. Cancel. Take the hook off there. Switch over to the bottom rod. Put a size 22 with red worm. And an 8-meter clip. So sleepers on rod 3, rough right now on rod 2, and Kermit's and bleak on 1, and I'll probably switch over to rough on 1 here in a second too. The only thing that I'm a little worried about casting out a night crawler, and I'm making sure, yeah, would be to hook a cat or a common carp. Always a possibility. All right, so let's switch this over to red worm. Said red worm. And I think I can go a meter if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I fished here. Yep. So 1 and 2 are aiming for rough. 3's aiming for Chinese sleepers. I think 1's still too far out. That's about where I want it. I do need to switch the quiver tip on rod 2. Be a lighter quiver tip. I'll do that when I bring this fish in though. Which is definitely not a rock. Well, good news, it's not a catfish. Burbot? Yep, burbot. Another predatory fish. My eyes just glazed over there for a second. I ended up staying up a little bit later than I meant to last night, so a little bit tired today. I may or may not have been playing Dwarf Fortress and had a good fort going. Nice sleeper there. Someone says his afternoon nap was interrupted and is now sleeping and chasing stuff. You may have heard the good old dog noises of him chasing stuff in his sleep. Interesting. Common. Oh, this is. Wait. I'm confused. That would be why I have not caught any raw. Yep. I put it on the walrus stick. Okay. Sorry. What happened there was, and I realized I didn't explain it just because I was completely confused. When I pulled that common carp out, I was surprised I pulled a common carp out. Well, it turns out I had the same setup on both rods, and I didn't think I did. I thought I had this one set up for rough fishing. So it looks like when I tried to switch the setups, I hadn't switched the rod that was in my hand, at least enough for the game to realize that I had done so. So I put the setup for rough fishing on the walrus stick, the other float rod, which was no longer in my hands. That's one thing I've noticed has happened to me more is I'll switch a rod out and then press V to edit the setup, but the game hasn't realized I switched rods yet. I think there might be a fish on rod 3. It's just not pulling. Nope. That's still not a rough. Cream. Nice white bream, 291 gram. I don't know if that's going to be big enough for the weekly leaders. We are only 10,000 experience points away from level 19, though. Ooh, nice white eye bream. Global weekly, ultralight, and normal. Tiny Nace in the pond. Not what I expected to catch at all. Yeah, it avoids standing water. I mean, look at the float. I think this is standing water. The white bream, tiny one. Feels like the great catch sleeper is using my brain is not working today. Catch sleepers using Nightcrawler's experiment here is not working. Tiny sleeper on redworm. Tiny white bream. One of my phones just reconnected to Wi-Fi after I got home an hour ago. It is going through all the alerts that it missed while I was gone. Trying to decide if I want to stay here in the pond tomorrow and see if we can't catch a few more Kermits, or do I want to go out into the main part of the river and go for a Nace Dace, that type of thing. While probably having the ultralight rod set up. Still going for the bleakers. Overnight here has not been my best time. I'm not seeing rough even on the bottom rod, so I'm going to go back to flies at least. See if bleakers and Kermits exist still. We're about 32 minutes in. I got 30, 31 fish. Saw 37 at first and was about to say that, and then the brain goes, no, I wasn't a 7. Been an interesting kind of combination of fish. Some good ones, a lot of bad ones too. Which we are at a starter lake, starter water body. Not entirely surprised we haven't caught a whole bunch of amazing fish. I am trying to decide what I want to do here though. Because obviously sleepers is not working. Do I put sweet dough on it and see if we can't pull out some carp? Do I try 3 float rods? Do I go to the river and fish for nace and dace? That also is not a rough. You know what? I forgot to change the depth on this when I cast it, but no, I did change the depth. I thought I forgot to change the depth. Pick this one up too early as well, too. Gonna be one of those days. Just I'm kind of tired today. Recording at 10 o'clock at night is probably not the best thing to do for me. Yeah, well. Missed that one. Way to go. He's got some red worms back. Another Kermit. Oh, I think I know what I'm going to title this episode now. Even if I don't get a trophy Kermit, I think I'm going to title it what I just thought of. That's a nice tinge. Yep. I intentionally did not and do not want to put ground bait on bottom rod. I don't know if it impacts it or not. What I'm starting to read is it may impact the float rods, especially if it's within 2.5 meters of them. So don't really want to put ground bait on for carp and scare off other fish. When you can catch a lucky gibble like that. Turn around on the couch and sleep the other way now. I miss that fish. With it being early to mid-December, one thing to keep in mind is they often have a Christmas or holiday type fair, New Year's fair, winter fair. That's usually starts here pretty soon and sometimes has some good equipment. So one thing to keep in mind if you are playing around the holiday season, if you look at Kilted Jock's spreadsheet, he's included the reels that have existed in the past that are only available during the fair. There's usually some rods, some reels, sometimes some lures, and usually some kind of food too in the past. My Steam account character has probably 4-year-old food from the fair back then. I haven't seen any official news postings on it, so I don't know when it's going to start. A lot of times they do also do a discount on premium or gold tokens, so if that's something you're interested in, you might keep an eye out on that for that. So I might just kind of save up some money for that as well too. I don't think we're going to get enough money here to be able to do much anyway, today at least, but still have to decide what's next, whether I'm going to get another ultralight rod, gibble again, whether I'm going to get another ultralight rod or match rod, and both. Nice bleaker, it looks like. Eh, not quite as good as I thought it was. Mainly came here today because I wanted a little bit of chill fishing after the long day. I knew I was going to be tired. I didn't want to be dealing with fishing in a river. And mosquito just wasn't calling my name when I got there. So far today's been pretty decent here, honestly. We made Miss Piggie mad. We're catching Kermits. A lot of good gibbles. I just thought of an even better name for the episode. Which usually, if I'm saying that, that means I've got some kind of sort of smart aleck type name for the episode. Decent tinch over here. I was trying to get the bite that was on 2 and missed it. 800 gram tinch. So we're 44 minutes in. 44 fish in the bag, the net. Wanted to say 44 fish in the bank. That didn't make sense. Don't think we're gonna get up to 19. Don't think we're gonna get up to level 19 today. We could with a couple good bleak, but that's coming up on the end of the day. It'll be hit or miss. Hopefully YouTube processes this video pretty quickly so I can change the screenshot. I'm lazy. I could take a screenshot and upload it and pick it myself, but I usually use one of the 3 or 4 that YouTube offers me. Nice gibble again. Ew. My mouse just ran out of power. What I get for not checking that before the episode. Gonna hear windows blowing. Oh man. Missed a fish on 2, missed a fish on 3, missed a fish on 1. I'm not entirely surprised I'm missing fish on the float rods. With me being a little bit tired, I'm not as quick as I usually am. Decent bleak there. Wish it had been on the other rod. The only reason I wish it was on the other rod was more XP. Some more red worms there, good. I did poke around real quick on VK before getting started today. There was an option for going for quarry whitefish that I thought about, but me being a little bit tired and that being a little bit big for our equipment, I decided against it. Looked like it was mainly with mayfly larvae, which I think we have some, but not a whole lot of. We have a whole lot of. Gotcha, Kermit. Today's been about 11,000 experience points, I think. You know, at one time we were 19,000, now we're 7, so 11 to 12,000 XP. Good overall day there. Silver wise, I don't think it's going to be the best day. I could always be wrong. I always think frogs are worth more than they are. I know there was a frog order. There wasn't a bleak order. Unfortunately, I don't remember if there was a gibble order or not. We'll have to check. I know there was a sleeper order as well, so we'll have to see if that one makes sense and if it's still there. Yep. I'm getting tired. Just blinked my eye and had a little bit of, I'm not gonna say trouble opening my eye, but more of just everything was a little bit blurrier when I opened it. So that tells me I'm getting a little bit tired. But I don't want to short change y'all an episode too much if I don't have to. We're 15 minutes in, so wouldn't be shortchanging me much if I do stop now, but I'll keep going for a little bit. See if I can at least get 50 fish in the bank. Or 50 fish in the catch net. The bank. 50 fish on the bank would at least make sense. Yeah. All right, let's pull this fish in. Let's call it nice crucian. I should have put even bigger hooks on than I did. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. So probably 19 tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe. Not that that really gets us anything in particular. We got 141 silver. Even if today's a decent silver day, we're not going to have enough to buy anything useful. I think we're close to 100 silver today, honestly. Especially once we include cafe. Ooh, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, weekly record ultralight frog, just short of a trophy, is only worth 1.5. Or bleak, that's not even close to a trophy, worth 3. So, gonna be close. So 130 gram frog, we'll get rid of this non-marker because it is the smallest. No river mussel, 2 tiny sleepers. We do have 2 non-marker sleepers, so we'll sell them. So 2 silver, 6 silver, that's 8 silver. Didn't get 4 per roaches. I don't think selling either of those crucians makes sense. I will check though. So 1.5 for the 2 big crucians. Actually, I think the only 2 crucians we have. Selling the smaller one makes sense. $6, $8, $9. Yeah, 9 silver from that. Not a good silver day at all. Kind of disappointed. Only 50 silver. But did get the decent frog. Did get on the leaderboard. Did get on the weekly leaderboard for ultralight. I don't think we're going to win anything there. We still have a good ways to go. If we look at US weekly, what did we catch? Frog. Frog F. 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 Yep. So number 2 frog for ultralight. So not a bad day in that respect, but not the best day as far as silver goes. So hope you all enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit of a rambly episode, but hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see y'all tomorrow, and hope you all have good tight lines between now and then. Have a good one. Bye bye now.